friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I bring you a new exciting video testing and reviewing the Mont Marte Acrylic Inks. This Mont Marte set has 12 colors and I purchased this at Amazon. I paid $30 for this set here in Canada. I have never tried acrylic inks before, but I'm going to try to give you a very informed review. So looking at what it says on the box, it's water-resistant acrylic-based ink. You can dilute it to create transparent washes, so you can use this for glazing. And also the dropper allows for precise mess-free application. It is easy blendable, can be used on paper, cardboard, and canvas, and is compatible with pouring mediums. So this is the size, is 20 millimeters per ink bottle. And before you use this, you have to give it a good shaking. Here's the scarlet color, which is a bright red. I'm going to open this. And there is the dropper. And basically, it's very liquid acrylic paint. Now these inks are formulated, so it's not the same as if you mix acrylic with a lot of water. These are very bright, as you can see, very bright color, and it will dry water resistant. If you mix acrylic paint with lots of water to try to emulate this, basically you're going to break down the integrity of the acrylic paint. These are formulated especially for that. And look how nice and pigmented even after I wipe it. I'm going to shake up all these bottles and do a paint swatch so we can see all the colors. The colors are cadmium yellow, orange, scarlet, phthalo blue, violet, yellow ochre, burnt amber, bright green, sap green, black, and white. I'm going to use a clean brush to apply the colors, otherwise I'm going to run down the paper. Here are all the colors in this set of 12 colors. They have a couple other sets with more colors. They have an 18 color set, but this was the most affordable one. And I feel it has all the colors I need. There's primary colors with yellow, red, and blue. Then there's secondary colors such as orange. There's a couple of greens, there's teal, violet. It also has artist colors such as yellow ochre, burnt amber, and also of course black and white. So I felt this was a very complete set for myself to give the acrylic inks a try. And by seeing how fluid they are, I think this would be a great option if you like the look of watercolor, but find watercolors a little challenging to paint because that's how I feel. I love watercolors, but with acrylic paint it's much easier to paint, and I feel these acrylic inks can create a beautiful watercolor effect. To further test this paint, I'm going to create loose background on canvas for one of my paintings, and I'm going to use some of the colors. I want my background to be more on the cooler side, so I'll probably use some of the phthalo blue, teal, white. For the background demonstration using the acrylic inks, I'm going to be using this canvas. This canvas is a hippie crafter canvas. I've done a review of these great canvases. I'm going to link it up here so you can see it. And I've also coated the canvas with gesso. I added a drop of peach color because I don't like to paint on white canvas. That's just my preference. You don't have to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick demo. I'm ready to do the background, and I have a plastic cloth here, but I also added some newspapers just because the acrylic ink is so runny. And I have here a few brushes that I might use, and I'm probably gonna use some of the paint directly from the dropper onto the painting. I'm not sure. Like I mentioned earlier, I haven't used these ones before. I'm just playing with them to demonstrate. And this is going to be the background for a portrait. Once I have the demonstration for the portrait painting, I'm going to link it up here. Start adding some of the colors. I have them on my palette. I'm going to be using phthalo blue, teal, the white, maybe to make some colors, and the yellow ochre. This is what I planned so far. So I'm going to start with a big brush and just and I'm randomly going to apply the paint, maybe starting with the lighter colors first. And because I painted this with peach colored gesso, it's picking up some of the warmth, which I like that. Look how nice the paint runs on the canvas, creating these beautiful drips. And if you don't want it to be so runny, don't add water. I mean, it's still gonna run, but I'm gonna add some teal. See, when this one I didn't add water, so it's not running so much. Okay, so here's an abstract background that I created for the painting that I'm going to do in the future videos. But as you can see, this didn't take me very long at all, and I'm going to let this dry, and I can always change it a little bit once I start the painting, but I kind of like it. I think it looks very interesting, and because I had applied the gesso previously with a drop of peach, I don't see white poking through. I see this nice warm color. Okay, my friends, in addition to painting the background for my next painting, I've also painted this greeting card with a loose floral. If you are interested on seeing how I created this floral using the acrylic inks, I'm going to link it up here somewhere when the video is uploaded, so you can see how I painted this greeting card step by step. Like I mentioned when I started this video, I have never used acrylic inks before, but to be honest, I'm kind of into them already. I think I'm going to be using them a lot. Okay, my friends, so here are all the acrylic inks. Here are all the colors. I already showed you how I painted a background and a greeting card. So I'm going to give you my review for these acrylic inks, and I'm going to use the 5 A's that I normally use to rate a paint set. So are these acrylic inks awesome or just acceptable? Well, as you can see, This paint is extremely pigmented. The colors are very bright, and after doing the background and the greeting card, I would say that this paint is pretty awesome. Now, it's slightly different than your regular acrylic paint. This to me is a little bit more like a watercolor paint, the way it blends and runs. However, this one is water resistant, is an acrylic paint. It is not a watercolor paint. So that means if you do a background, if you do a card, this is not going to run off with water as watercolor would. And if you wait for it to dry and you paint over, it's not going to run what is underneath. So I would say this paint is pretty awesome. You just have to get used to using these acrylic inks, because that's what they are. They are more like an ink. Does this set has amazing colors? Well, what do you think? I think the colors are pretty awesome. We have primary colors with yellow, scarlet, and blue. Then there are secondary colors. We have orange, we have bright green, we have this beautiful violet. I really like the teal, the sap green. So I would say the colors are pretty awesome. I'm very happy with this variety because I can further mix more colors if I want to, but this covers all my bases. I always like to have a violet and a green, and this one has them, plus this beautiful teal. Is there an abundance of paint? Well, this set has 12 colors, so I would say yes. Let's not say it's an abundance, but it's more than enough. Every bottle of acrylic ink has 0.7 ounces, which it's not a lot of paint, but for an acrylic ink, I mean, these containers are full to the top, and the paint is extremely pigmented. It goes a long ways. For an acrylic ink paint set, I would say yes, there's an abundance of paint. Is this paint set affordable? Well, I paid for this set via Amazon in Canada, $29, plus shipping, taxes, etc., let's say $30. So that makes each bottle of ink $2.50. It's affordable. I don't think this is expensive. I think this is pretty affordable if you were to buy them at the store for $2.50 a bottle. Yes, you have to buy the whole paint set, but it gives you a chance to try all the different color combinations. So I would say it's affordable. I would not say it's inexpensive, but it's affordable. And is this paint set accessible? And what I mean by accessible, I mean, is it easy to find? Well, for me, I ordered this through Amazon, and I got it at my doorstep just a couple of days later. So for me, it is very accessible. I haven't seen Mont Marte at art stores. I have not seen it in Canada yet. I normally shop at Michael's, and I haven't seen it there. But I'm sure there's other ink sets out there that you can try that they might be more affordable and accessible to you. So my final thoughts are yes, this paint was pretty awesome. I enjoyed very much painting with it. It has amazing colors. There's an abundance of colors. It is affordable, and also I find it accessible if you order it online. Okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you learned something new. If you like this video, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.